Hey, what's up, y'all? I wanted to make this video to just raise awareness of the possible birth control side effects that can happen with you. So I encourage you to do whatever you want and also do research before you decide to embark on a birth control. Knowledge is vast and it's everywhere, and some of it isn't true, so it's up to you to decide whether your body can withstand these certain synthetic hormones. Birth controls can cause serious complications, and some women have said are permanent, so please do your research. When I say complications, it can be anything from relationship issues like severe, like divorcing, breaking up because of hormonal imbalances, which create attitudes, irritability, and then it can cause infertility. It can cause you to lose your job because you're unstable. In my case, I haven't been able to work due to just weird feelings of pain and illness randomly throughout certain days. You can end up having surgeries to correct what the birth controls have done to you. You can have serious increased bleeding like hemorrhaging, and I've experienced that, and that's a no bueno. Or you can stop your period, and that sounds lovely, right? But it's really important for your body to go through that natural cycle each month. And the biggest thing of all is just missing out on life, you know, like not being able to do certain things because you're feeling bad, or not wanting to talk to people because your mood is different, and just not eating right and losing weight or gaining weight and just missing out on life. And I've definitely felt like that's happened to me, but it is what it is. I'm overcoming and growing from my experiences, and I'm trying my best day by day to stand strong. I want to mention that I've never taken birth control for pregnancy. I've always taken them for controlling really severe pain and heavy bleeding. So the first birth control that I took was around 2006 to 2008, and it was a pill, and I believe it was Yaz. Not Yasmin, but it was in a green box with like orange writing that said Yaz on it. And I don't really recall serious side effects from that. Possible weight gain from increased appetite, but then again, I was young and a growing girl, so I'm not sure. But please do your research on different types of pills, because some of them have a lot more estrogen than other pills do. And yeah, so please do your research. And that was my experience with pills. So the next birth control method I tried was the Nuvaring. It was between 2008 and 2009. I can say with this one, I was in extreme biatch. I was engaged at the time, and I can recall my fiance, like everything that he did, it irritated the hell out of me, or I would be getting on him about all kinds of things, but it was like I couldn't control it. I was so angry and so upset and just so frustrated and annoyed with everything, and unfortunately he was the receiver of all that nastiness. One thing that also happened was my appetite was very wavering. It would be really high or really low. It would be really weird. I didn't gain or lose weight really. I think my weight was pretty stable. And when I got the Nuvaring out, because I started to think like, okay, I think I'm turning into a monster because of this birth control, I took it out, and it was like, and immediately, like, I felt like I snapped back to myself. And I was like, wow, that's, I think, the first time I really knew that like birth control can really take over your life and how you operate. The next birth control method that I tried was the Mirena IUD. That was between 2011 and 2012, and I took that one specifically for the heavy bleeding and pain because my cycle was getting worse, it seemed like. So I had that implanted. I heard that you wouldn't get your period for a long time, or it was like a long-term birth control method without me having to take anything or change anything out. Sorry. And that sounded good to me because I was in the military and working. Anywho, I do believe my periods were a little bit more bearable. I'm not quite sure. I can't really recall. I do know though, between periods, I felt weakness and like pain that would like travel through my body, and sometimes like from my pelvis to my knees, and my knees would feel like they're being ciphered, like the bones are being ciphered for minerals. Like it felt like they were just becoming weak. I would go on like little trips, weekend trips with my boyfriend, or you know, be at work, and pain just like hit me almost every day at some point of the day. And over time I started to feel depleted and less strong within my like mental state and my physical state, and yeah, I just felt like the life was being sucked out of me very slowly. Yeah, so as time went on, I started to get kind of down and depressed because I couldn't really enjoy daily activities anymore because the pain would hit at random times, and of course I felt mentally like just kind of weird and crazy. I took the IUD out of fall 2012, and I instantly like felt stronger in my spirit, in my body. But till this day, I still have the pain that shoots from my ovary area to my knee. Like it's like a dull ache, sometimes like pinchy, I don't know, but I still have that today. And I had it taken out in 2012, and I didn't have it in for even 1 year. So that brings me to present day. I had the birth control shot, the Depo-Provera shot, March of 2015. When I was in the hospital, I was a bit drugged up and not in my right mind, and I thought I did enough research to conclude that the shot would be the best thing for me. So I got it, and the one shot lasts 3 months, if you don't know. Okay, cool. I really didn't want to have my period for 3 months. Like having that break would have been very, very just great for me to recover from why I was in the hospital. So after the 3 months came and gone, I started to feel really bad. Like I had pains and weird feelings and stuff during the 3 months, but I thought it was me trying to heal from previous surgery and just like the life experience in general. But I started to feel worse, and I was like, what's really going on? Something told me to look up the Depo shot, and I was like, well, Crystal, you already did. And you're like, you know what, no, do it again. When I researched it, I didn't remember anything that I read before in the hospital, so that tells you how much I was not in my right mind. I read through a lot of reviews from women. Like I read through a lot, maybe over 100, and most of them had serious side effects and the same side effects that I was experiencing, and it was vomiting and nausea and depression and dizziness, extreme blood loss for like months. So it turns out when you stop the birth control shot and it's supposed to wear off is when symptoms got worse, and that it matched up perfectly with the timeline of when I got worse. And a lot of women said this. So when I went back to the hospital, you know, for blood work and stuff, they're like, oh, that sounds weird. That doesn't happen with the shot. I had to receive blood transfusions, and I'm still trying to build my blood up right now, and I'm still I'm still working on just getting better from it, and I've been doing some natural things that you can see in my other videos, pranayama and herbs, and they have helped. That will be another video that I do specifically for Depo, because I chose to stop the birth control pills that they told me would be the only thing to help the bleeding, and I did the natural thing, and it worked. And I've never had extreme anemia, but it effing sucks. It effing sucks to not have enough blood in your body and be a young, previously fairly healthy person. And I just want to hopefully help prevent this from happening from anyone, no matter what their age, because us as women, we don't even get, I think, in my opinion, enough credit for just living life, because we go through different hormonal changes each month, but we get criticized for being this way or being that way, or, you know, it's like we have to be a mother, a co-worker, a sister, a best friend, and all that on top of dealing with our bodily changes, and on top of everything in life, such as life. But you kind of know what I'm saying. To conclude, I know some people use birth control solely for the reason to not get pregnant, and I highly encourage you to consider the options, weigh the options of getting pregnant or having like severe or permanent reproductive system issues, like, or use a condom. I don't want to sound like just use a condom, because I'm not using birth control for that purpose, you know, but seriously, like, I really want you to consider your health and your life right now, today, as it is, and then before you choose to take birth control, just think about if it's worth it. For real. Some of these birth controls, people love them, they work for them, but the majority of the reviews that I read, I was so distraught. Please think about you. I hear a lot of women young women having to have hysterectomies, not solely due to birth control, but just having reproductive issues in general. But birth control that messes you up when you already have something going on, you know, like fibroids or endometriosis or cysts and stuff like that, it doesn't help. So really consider and research and think about you first. And like, is sex without a condom, concern and worry of getting pregnant really that serious? I know that sounds weird, but seriously, like, I'm not a mother, I've never had a child, so that's the only way I can put it, I guess. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this encourages you to research more about the birth control method that you might choose for yourself, and help encourage other women and bring them into awareness also, because a lot of women who I spoke to are like, oh my gosh, really, blah blah blah, this and that. They have no clue. So thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.